Alright, anyways. Good
Yes.
morning, good afternoon, and good night, our fellow weebs. Welcome back to the Weebly Comic Podcast. Today, your boy Bren is going to be hosting, and I'm here along with the usual co-hosts of Adrian, aka Dark King Utah,
Yo. What's happening, y'all?
as well as Jay Avocado, aka the
What's
Anime King,
what's up?
and last, possibly least, JK, not least, but Diego, aka Wrath.
Hola.
And this week, we coming back. We missed last week. We had a little mishap, I guess you could say, you know. But we're gonna speed run through last week news, talk about some this week news, and then also do a little bit of reviews. So without further ado, we're going to quickly go into this, and I'm going to be the only one talking about this, and that's quite funny as this is also called solo leveling. If you've been a frequent watcher, then you would know that I read this shit and I fucking loved it, and now it's getting animated, and I couldn't be fucking happier. Now, if you've never read it, the trailer they have for it is low key kind of spoilers. Like they show some late panels. Um, so I don't know if you're like Jay and Diego and them, and you don't like seeing anything at all, then don't watch it. Um, but if you don't really care because there's no context, go ahead, give it a look. It shows a lot of cool panels. Um, but yeah, I mean, I went through that pretty quick. So now we're going to talk about something that I believe only Adrian really has to say about, and that is the Trigun Stampede trailer.
Yeah, so I've now, well, we haven't got to the chance to say this, but I've recently been watching Trigun just to see how the anime is like. I'll get to reviewing it on later, but now we're going to talk about the trailer. The trailer looks nice for a CGI-based anime. Surprising, I know, right? But it doesn't show much, and it seems like it's going to be a remake of the series, and I'm quite interested to see how they're going to do it. It does look cool and all that, but other than that, I've not really much to say other than I'm kind of hyped for this because it doesn't look bad at all.
It's done by the same studio that does Beastars.
Oh, no wonder the CGI looks good.
Yes, sir.
Talking about things that look good, we're going to talk about the opposite, things that look like shit. And by that, I mean Record of Ragnarok Season 2. Ain't no one give a fuck about this shit, let's be honest.
I'm
Nope.
dead.
Unless
Second.
y'all, the manga nerds are here. Sorry, y'all, but the anime was too bad for me to even bother with it.
I've seen a lot of people who are hopeful. So y'all shitting on this is blowing my mind right now.
Because the anime season 1 flop, and I highly doubt they're gonna make a comeback. They better make a comeback that's greater than anything I've ever seen in my life.
Look,
That's all I'm gonna
it's
say.
simply put. Fool me once, shame on you. All right. Fool me twice, I ain't gonna let them do it to me. Okay. I ain't even gonna try with Record of Ragnarok Season 2. It's over. They had their
Maybe I'll
shot.
read the manga when I'm interested in it.
That was the plan all along. Boost manga sales.
They made it bad so people actually read the manga so it has better animation than it. That's crazy.
Well, Adrian was mentioning a really nice comeback.
What you
Previously.
mean? You saved the dog shit part for the wrong anime.
Huh?
Huh?
Jobless
second that one to
reincarnation?
Listen, bro, I ain't never watched it before.
It's dog shit.
But I know a lot of people
fucking
like it.
pedophile ass shit.
Oh,
I'll be back.
I'm dead.
I mean, he
Well.
ain't wrong.
You ain't wrong. Yeah, you gotta spit facts. You gotta spit facts.
He
Well,
ain't beating the allegations. I'm telling you.
I'll
that.
be honest, I ain't even know what anime this was because I ain't give a fuck about it. So
It's a decent story. It's just I wish the dude wasn't so fucking weird, or the protagonist. If the protagonist wasn't weird, this actually would have been like a very good story. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
honestly, would have been the best. I mean, on God, I think it is the best isekai. Too bad it's just filled with
that's
what's
so
the
much
easiest
disrespect,
MC.
Jay. You're gonna have to take that back.
Look, as far as animation and story, I'm gonna have to say it's the best isekai, bro. At least that I've seen.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we're
yeah,
gonna move on because I can't stand for this blasphemy.
Oh, think about it like this. Think about it like this. You know that trend on TikTok where it's like he's a 10, but he wears Crocs, or something stupid like that. This is literally that. It's like the show is a 10, but the MC is a disgusting perv degenerate.
It's
he
more like
seems like
he's a
he's.
10, but he be hating on anime.
I will say he seems like he might change, but I'm really praying that he can get better because his stocks are not looking too good.
This is gonna be controversial, but talking about not looking good, I didn't watch a trailer, so I don't really know if this is gonna work out. But this, I don't even know how to pronounce that shit. Trailer,
Mashal.
Mashal,
Mashal.
Mashal.
Mashal
There wasn't
trailer.
really
I don't
much
know.
of a trailer. It just showed a picture of the protagonist holding up a wand. So
It was like an announcement visual, is what it felt like.
What
Yeah.
the
An
hell?
announcement slideshow. Yeah, it
key
wasn't really
visual, I
much.
guess.
Oh, so it was like the initial Chainsaw Man trailer.
Damn.
I mean, at
I
least
mean, same thing with
the
solo
Chainsaw Man
leveling.
trailer had like people chanting in the background. This had like music and just him
Just him.
standing there.
Yeah.
Sounded bitch made. Anyways, talking about things that aren't bitch made.
I'm dead.
Chainsaw Man gore will not be censored. And if you've never read Chainsaw Man, thank the fucking anime producers, because if they would have
Oh, if they would have
censored this
censored it, it
shit,
would
it
have
would have
ruined the anime.
been sad.
Yes.
It wouldn't have ruined it. Let's
It
not go
would have
that far.
ruined it.
Nah. But it's so much better when they don't censor it, just so that, Like, I feel like that's Chainsaw Man's thing. Like, it's a gore manga. So, let it be gory.
See, look, you say that it wouldn't ruin it, but when there's white spots all across the screen or 90% of the screen is black during certain portions of the anime, you gonna be saying something completely different, is all I'm saying.
Wait, what? The fuck are you talking about? White and black spots?
You don't realize that when they're like
Think
trying to
When
censor shit.
when there's censoring in anime, they like gray out like 90% of the screen or put white spots everywhere at fucking Seven Deadly Sins. It's going to ruin the anime if they did fucking censor, is what I'm saying.
The white shit is just it being
Blood.
blood just turns white. Like that I can look past, like that is like I know what it's supposed to be,
I
so it doesn't
can't.
like
I don't want to.
Yeah,
doesn't
I
matter.
can't.
Coming
I'm
out of
not
that
gonna see that.
abdomen.
Nope.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
But like
I stopped watching
now
it
if it's cutting
specifically because of that.
if they're like blocking stuff, then yeah, it'll ruin it. But like
That's what they would end up
I mean, I don't
doing.
And if
And
anything, they're probably gonna have to offer them
90% of all
scripture.
of the action scenes are gore heavy as hell. So like
when I took censoring, I assumed it was like One Piece censoring. Instead of there being a hole in half his head, it only took off parts.
Yeah, that's what
Like,
I
I don't know
imagined.
how you could One
That's what
Piece
I
censor
imagined.
a lot of things that we can't talk about because of Jay.
Yeah, but like that's what I took as censoring. I didn't know it meant like blocking stuff out and turning blood white.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
'cause-
either or. It's both of them, to be honest.
It's probably a mixture of both because like them specifically saying the gore will not be censored, that's pretty much exactly what I'm assuming that means.
Yeah,
With
they're
that
gonna
being
do it their
said,
best justice.
Yeah.
with that being said, if anyone is like Jay here, who kind of I don't know, Jay, what is it? Is it you don't like seeing it, or it just like it freaks you out in a way with
How do I put
animation
it?
gore?
It makes you cringe, right?
Kind of like there's it's not the same kind of cringe as like oh my god, that's so cringe. It's like it makes me feel weird. I don't know how to describe it.
Like
I'll still
uncomfortable?
watch it. Yes, if it's good, I don't care. Like, make me uncomfortable, bro. Like, I'm watching Invincible, Attack on Titan. I don't care, bro. But
The
The
like,
boys.
oh, that's different because that's live action. Although it still does it to me anyway. But that's just because of.
I was gonna
Never
say
mind. We're not
that's
talking.
not different because that's
I
real.
ain't going. No, I ain't
If
going on
anything,
this
the
rant.
boys will make it even worse.
Exactly.
Well, I having this discussion right now. Point is, cartoon gore makes me uncomfortable, but I still put up with it for goated stories and characters. So I don't even know how we got here.
Well, I was just gonna say, if you don't like gory anime or if gore like makes you weak, Chainsaw Man is probably not the anime you necessarily want.
Look, if you really enjoyed like Tokyo Ghoul or Attack on Titan, dial that up to like 11, and that's Chainsaw Man. So
I was gonna
if you could get through it with those two, then you'll be fine.
I was gonna say if you can read Berserk, you can definitely read Chainsaw.
All right, moving on. We're gonna move into some news that was out this week. Now, since we're already talking about Chainsaw Man, I guess we'll just shimmy on over to the fact that Chainsaw Man Part 2 has officially began. The first chapter dropped yesterday, which for us recording this yesterday was Tuesday, July 12th. And Jay has not read it, so we aren't going to be talking about it in depth and spoiler. But all I've got to say is, goddamn, what a way to start off Part 2.
Retweet.
I can back out if y'all want to just talk
Nah.
spoilers real quick.
Nah,
Nah,
nah.
do a spoiler for your review or discussion.
We just gotta say that shit go crazy, bro.
Facts.
Can't
long
wait for
was
the
it?
second chapter either. A lot of things that I want to say a lot of things. Certain things that are revealed to us that are very interesting plot points that I want to see get
Facts.
what do you say, unraveled, I should say. And then the certain character, kind of heat. I can't
Facts.
cap.
That is 100% facts.
Powers busted. Just gonna say that.
Be bussin', bro.
All right, moving on before we get into any spoiler type content. I'm gonna come at with very sad news. But the Yu-Gi-Oh creator, Takahashi Kazuki, has passed away.
R.I.P.
Very
R.I.P.
unfortunate.
homie.
I have said this before and I'll say it again. In my humble opinion, Yu-Gi-Oh is better in every aspect aside from video games than Pokemon.
I love how he's like saying this as if like they're the same thing. You would
It's the two
be more
comparable things.
justifiable throwing this shade at Magic or something.
I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh is clearly better than Magic too.
Well,
I mean-
that's obvious. That part is obvious.
I
Yu-Gi-Oh
don't
is
know
just
what Magic
top
is.
quality. It was always Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon growing up. Those were the two.
No, it was Digimon and Pokemon.
Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh is better than both of them, so it doesn't matter.
That is definitely false.
And
It
also,
was Nintendogs. Come on now.
Digimon Show was better than Pokemon Show, but that's a later conversation. I don't want to
Oh,
get
I
into
That's
the
a
people
don't.
talking on
That's
fucking
it.
that's
That is
crazy.
not a fucking lie. Like I said, we're moving on because that is a conversation for a later time at a later date.
that is an
I just want to
opinion
say
is what
no.
that
Wait.
is.
I want to say something. I'm not a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. At the end of the day, I think I can say rest in peace to the GOAT. And I
Facts.
appreciate that one Yu-Gi-Oh meme where he sends people to the Shadow Realm. That's all I have to say.
The Yu card memes carried a lot of my
Sir.
high school life.
That
I
is
can't lie.
facts.
So, R.I.P. to the homie Goated for creating
Yu-Gi-Oh
Yu-Gi-Oh, even though I never seen it.
Yu-Gi-Oh will go down as the greatest. Moving on to something that Diego's going to completely shit on. Doctor Stone
Oh
season
no!
3 is coming out spring 2020.
Garbage.
Dang, we should have brought TJ on.
It's okay. I'll be enough. Don't speak on Dr. Goat like that, all right?
He's not even in your no, yes he is. He's not even in your top 5. Shut the fuck up.
Bro, it's moving up because I didn't even
How
realize
is it
this.
moving up, bro? There's nothing happening with this dog shit ass show, bro.
First of all, watch your tone. Second of all, a new Dr. Stone special hour-long episode dropped recently, and I went
Oh
under the radar
my
for me.
god.
Me and Emily watched it. I haven't had this much fun watching anime in a fat minute, bro. It was lit. They're doing things I didn't even think they was gonna do. All
Dog
right.
shit.
I'm loving Dr. Stone. I stand Dr. Stone, and I'm gonna be there in my suit and tie when season 3 premieres.
Damn,
Dog
he's
shit.
Estonian. All right, y'all. Well, we all know that Diego already has a dog opinion, so we're gonna move on from Doctor Stone season
Wait, what did he say?
3. I said you got a dog shit opinion. Moving on.
I'm dead.
Now, I don't know how to feel about this next one, y'all. Genuinely, do not know how to feel about it. Because on one hand, the Duffer Brothers have created such a fucking masterpiece with Stranger Things season 4. However, they're being handed the torch to create a Death Note live action series. And as we know, live action anime never fucking works. I'm
Whoa,
torn.
whoa. All I can really say is, or ask for, will they be faithful to the anime or to the series in general? And will they not try to fuck it up by trying to implement shit that's not necessary, like
All
what they
I'm
did
saying
at
is
live action?
they did
And that's
that.
why
What you're describing is what they did.
listen,
So
if they're big fans of Death Note, then I have a little bit more hope for this to be like an actual genuine
no,
good
no,
live action thing.
fuck being fans. Just follow the damn. Watch the anime.
Well, if they're fans, they
Make
will follow the thing
make
like
the make the
genuine.
make the part after L dies better, and then boom.
I have a hot take. I have a
Let's
very
hear
hot
it.
take. I don't
What's
think
your
y'all are
hot
ready
take?
for it.
What's the spicy take, boy?
My hot take is that I trust the Duffer Brothers so much. I want them to change things.
Really?
Because
Death Note was
hear
dog
me out.
shit, so you're right. They should change
Ooh,
Ain't
things.
no way. Get this man out of here. Get this man
I
out of here,
wouldn't
bro.
say
Brennan was
all
right.
that.
No, we've had this conversation. It's like an 8 out of 10 up until L dies, and then after that, it's like a 4 out of 10. So then it balances out to a 6,
You know
aka
what?
dog shit.
Sounds
Yeah,
mid
but the
to
ma-
me.
that actually is good logic. The only thing is the majority of the show.
Yeah,
is
the majority of the
before-
show is good, but like after that, it's dog shit. So it's fine. Change shit, please.
Yeah.
All right, hey. Any way I can get you on
I
my
don't
side. I'm
look.
happy.
I don't think that's a hot take. I like if you're genuine. If you have a brain, you. I'm not insulting Emily, by the way. I'm saying if you have a brain, you realize that Death Note isn't really as good as everyone says it is. So it's fine.
I don't think it's
He's-
as good, but like Death Note fans will heavily defend the
I do
fact
not
that
give a shit. You
you're-
know why? Because they're the same type of people who are like Full Metal fans who think that it's the best anime in the world when I love Full Metal, but it's got some issues and it's not the best anime in the world. I really don't understand why it's rated number 1 on my anime list, to be honest. But
what I was saying beforehand, but you were saying no, I don't want to hear any of it.
hey, I prefer it over AOT. Fuck AOT. AOT's garbage, bro.
Now that's a crazy.
Nah,
take.
that's a mad capper right there.
No, honestly, I really don't think AOT deserves it either. Purely just because of the first part of season 4.
Crazy.
Like,
No, I'm just kidding.
like if Mappa did well with it, then it'd be fine. But or if Wit kept it, 10 out of 10. Number 1 on my anime list.
Look, this is a little bit off topic.
No,
now.
it's
What I
not.
was
Death Note
trying-
is garbage. They should change shit. And I agree with you, Jay. I trust the Duffer Brothers.
What I'm saying now, well, look. All I'm saying is, if they just want to get a one and done season, and I don't think they should really change that much. But if they're actually trying to like develop this into the next big Netflix show or series, like I mean, probably won't be as big as Stranger Things, but like if they want a big series, they're gonna have to change things to keep the story going. And also, I think that since so many people, like literally 90% of anime fans have probably watched Death Note already, so I don't really feel like it's worth just retelling the story at this point because this isn't like a stupid old anime where like hardly anyone has seen it or like you're gonna bring it to a whole new group of fans. Like most people who watch anime, one of the first animes they watch is Death Note because everyone says it's like a good solid beginner anime.
Yeah.
So I just think it's worth changing things so that the story is fresh. And if it was anyone else, I would just be like, just stick to the story because you're gonna mess it up. But the Duffer Brothers are really good at creating like iconic characters and really good story points that I think that I trust them to just completely like create new characters, do whatever they want, change plot points, like whatever. I think that they can do a good job.
See, about that, I actually kind of think that they may be trying to make it the next big thing. I mean, largely it depends on what they do with One Piece. Because if One Piece they're making into a series, then why wouldn't they make Death Note into a series? But Like I said, it just really depends on what happens with One Piece. Because like, if One Piece is successful and they make it a series, then I don't see why they don't do the same thing with Death Note.
Yeah. Well, they might. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Well, we've been on the topic of Duffer Brothers, and we're gonna stay on it. Because right now we're gonna move into some reviews, and the first one is gonna be Stranger Things season 4, aka the very last 2 episodes, because we never got to talk about them. And so, with this, we bring to you Stranger Things season 4, the most mid show in the planet.
Wow.
We're gonna start off with some cap already. That's crazy.
The cappers come in twos.
What are you talking about, bro? This show is dog shit.
You're tripping.
Bro's got a good Diego impression.
Yeah, I was about to say, how's my Diego impression? You do it right.
Hey, bro, I was spitting facts with Death Note. Y'all agreed with me.
No, I'm talking about when you were clowning AOT.
Oh, because AOT is dog shit, bro.
I'm dead.
So, anyways, how about that season 4? You know, a lot
I'm
of
gonna
stuff
be honest,
happened.
bro. I do not remember it at all.
Listen,
Oh
bro,
my
there's
God.
only a few moments that we need to remember.
Yeah, let's skip to those.
All right, R.I.P.
And all-
Eddie, R.I.P.
And all three of
Max,
my shut the fuck up. Thank you.
R.I.P. that dude who was the Satanic Panic character.
Nah, fuck him. Fuck him. I was so happy when he got ripped
I
in
was
half.
so
He's a
happy
pussy ass
too.
bitch.
He's the reason why Max
Anyways.
ended up in the hospital. Fuck that dude.
Listen. All three of my favorite characters done did dirty, bro.
Who was your third?
First it was Eddie, bro. Man went out a hero. I love that man. Second was Dustin, because that was his motherfucking brother, bro.
How did Dustin
And
get
that
done
hurt.
dirty?
His fucking brother died.
So that don't affect him.
This man can't be happy, bro. Think at the
He's
end
got
of
Steve.
season
He'll be
1 or 2.
fine.
At the end of season 1 or 2, at the dance, bro, no girl danced with him. So Nancy came over like the fucking queen she is and danced with him and told him that he's her favorite friend of her brothers, which is lit because Dustin deserved it, right?
I don't see how
But,
that's
like-
an L, bro. That is the biggest dub. You got the baddest bitch in Hawkins dancing with you. That's crazy.
Yeah, but before that, he got denied dancing with all the females that are actually his like age group.
So
Like he
fuck
got screwed.
them.
Anyways, but he lost his brother, and like he's the only one who really dealt with it. He watched it happen. Like he just went through some shit, bro. You know. And then the third character that got done dirty was my boy Steve, bro.
Bruh.
He watched Nancy and Jonathan kind of and like
No,
they're going
they
through
did
some
not
weird shit.
rekindle nothing.
They're going through some shut the fuck
They
up. They're
did
going
not
through some
rekindle nothing.
they're going through some weird shit, but like it's back to they are together.
I don't
And,
know
like,
about
it-
you and I
as
did not
a-
watch the same show.
If you look at the show, then you see that his face goes a little more on like, damn, because he sees them together.
Okay, but if
So
you
for
watch that
him, it's like
interaction with Nancy and Jonathan when they're trying to fix up Hopper's
He
house,
doesn't know that.
I don't give
He
a
doesn't know
shit.
that.
You
You
can't just
should,
say Nancy
because,
and Jonathan
again-
rekindling nothing. They're not rekindling nothing.
He's
They're trying
looking
to
at it
refix
as
it.
he's lost Nancy. He felt like he was getting back to it. Now Jonathan's back in the picture, so now he's like, oh, damn. That's what I'm saying by he got done dirty in that sense. And then also, he's happy for Robin, but Robin kind of like is, well, I mean, at the
She's a
very, very end.
lesbian. I don't
Robin-
really hear nothing from you.
Yeah, but it's not in a like a relationship, more of a friendship, because if she spends more time with that person, that means he loses his other really close friend, which yes will push him again close to Dustin, but it's like that's the two people that he was with all season that are now grouped with someone else. So now he's kind of like standing off alone. You know, he smiles and looks at Robin because he's like, oh, she's finally talking to the wannabe girlfriend, so he's happy for her, but it's still like a, you know, it's just like with every friend group, you know, at first your boy gets the girlfriend and then you don't hear from him for a little while until, you know, the honeymoon stage is over, and like that would suck And then also the Nancy thing, you know? I'm not saying that her and Jonathan got back together. I'm just saying, like, it's like he's now separated from the two people that he was around the entire season and, like, love. And now he's just kind of like a proud father, just watching Robin
No, he's a mother.
attempt to not be
Mom
awkward.
Steve needs to be
And
Mom Steve. He wasn't Mom Steve this season.
yeah, he needs to stay the way he was this season.
Nah. Mom Steve
I have a
is
very
Big
good
Steve.
theory. I think Steve is gonna win Nancy's love and then die for her.
You've been saying this. You said this about the end of the season. It didn't happen. It's not gonna happen next season.
It's gonna happen next season. I
No,
have a
it's
feeling,
not.
low-key.
It's not gonna happen
Steve's
next season.
character
Steve-
development and everything is done, bro. Steve is like the only character at the moment that makes sense to die.
Nah, I think he still has one more development hurdle he can pass.
Exactly.
Not
that
dying.
development. Oh, think about it. He's been down bad for a lady ever since we've seen him for this entire show. It's time for him to realize
He don't
that
need
he
a
don't
woman.
need. Yes,
And then he'll die.
maybe. That'll be pretty. That's the thing, though. If they really make him an independent man, then they can't kill him because then that's just stupid.
Nah, they'll kill
No,
him.
they're
And they
setting
should
it up.
kill him.
They're setting it up. Like I said, his character is done. Like, there's not much you can really throw at his character to really elevate him. Because what really solidifies it for me is the way he was talking to family and Nancy. Not with her, like, literally, but, like, when they were having that conversation, he's like, oh, I'd love to, take something like this RV and go around the country or the world and like have a bunch of kids running around and like live a happy life. Like, to me, like, that's a very, oh, this motherfucker ain't gonna live to see that. And they put this in here so we can look back and be sad that he said all that and then got whacked. Telling you, bro.
I'll
don't
be
think my boy
pissed
Steve is gonna
if
make
they
it.
do my favorite character like that. I'll be pissed.
Facts.
It's gonna happen, bro. One of the kids is probably most definitely gonna die. Max
Max is already dead.
Coming back.
Max in a
coming
weird
back.
state.
Max, no,
I don't know if she is.
I don't think she
I don't-
is. She's brain
she's
dead.
not-
She's literally
yeah.
brain dead.
Did y'all see the theories?
I don't give a fuck about the theories.
The
Max
saw-
is brain dead, bro. Elle went into Max's brain and nothing was there. Max is brain dead.
Or she could be in a different
Vecna is
race.
absorbing her, technically. So, if Vecna dies, maybe, just maybe, she
That's
comes back.
that's a very like asterisk, parentheses, question marks, upside down exclamation points, maybe.
Listen, I'm willing to take the risk of my heart being broken if that's not the case. Just
Look,
for
bro.
a smidgen of hope.
You're just sitting. Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say because that's super fucked up. But look, Lucas does.
Hey, yo.
You're right because Lucas don't deserve this. But
My boy Lucas deserves better.
I don't know. For me, I'd be like, it would just feel weird if she came back after defeating Vecna. Plus, she would be blind, which that sucks. Like, she died and then she's permanently blind for the rest of her life, and then she gets to come back to nothing.
Hey, God knows how her limbs are going to be working too.
Oh God.
She go hit the gritty real mean, bro.
Yo. Not the gritty.
Hey, hear me out though. Bro really said that her being dead is better than her being blind.
No, I'm saying like that would like yes, that's cool and everything if she comes back, but that's still a fucking L, bro.
I'd rather be
Because
alive
two out of
than
the
blind.
4 of her limbs are permanently fucked, and she can't
That's
see.
not necessarily true. She just have to go to rehab for the walking.
And what about her arm? I'm pretty sure that's her dominant hand.
She gonna learn to be ambidextrous.
Hear me out though. Hear me out though. The theory is that the song that she's listening to that whole time, that's her favorite song.
Yes.
That's from an album about someone who goes into a coma, and at the end of the album, they wake up from the coma.
I don't give a shit. That's corny as
Come on
hell.
now.
It may be
They do this all
corny,
the
but that's
time.
yeah.
Duffer
Like
Brothers
there's
write like this, bro. Vecna, the Mind Flare, the freaking what are they called? The
Demogorgons.
Demogorgons. It's all based. Yes, it's all based, and their powers relate to the freaking characters from D&D or the monsters from D&D. They just correlate things like this. That's how they do.
which opens up also the Eddie theory that Eddie's going to be coming back season 5.
Yeah, I honestly, since they didn't show us a body, I'm pretty sure Eddie lived.
Well,
Sure, he's coming. He's coming back to give another guitar solo as a vampire, and I'm here for it.
I'm dead.
well, yeah. So there's a character in Dungeons and Dragons that is a vampire, and it's Vecna's right hand man. But at the end, he turns on Vecna and kills him. So they're thinking that Eddie might be that because he got bit by bats, and I think the Duffer Brothers said that you can't die from just getting bit by those bats. Like you can bleed out and die, obviously, but you can't just die. And then, like you said, like I'm just curious. Like this was the one thing I had a problem with at the end of the the finale was they really just kind of skipped over Eddie's death after showing Dustin cry about it, and then Dustin talks to his dad. But like, why is Dustin the only one that like
Because Dustin was
really
closest with
affected?
Eddie.
Yeah.
He was the closest, but like Nancy and Steve should still be like fuck and be there for Dustin because like that was like I said, that was like Dustin's brother at that point. Like the fact
Okay,
that
but
it
who's
was
to
just
say that
kind
they
of like
weren't?
cry for
Because Steve literally took Dustin with him.
no,
to-
we ain't gonna do this because to me this is like the you needing an explanation in AOT. Like
No,
I need to
I'm
know
saying
why
like
Dustin was
okay,
was,
but
like,
look,
fucked up.
Dustin, Steve, and Robin all went to that place together. So that he's not like ignoring Dustin and how Dustin feels. He's just doing community service. And that's why he couldn't focus on it because Dustin's the only one who isn't doing community service.
Point is, it would have been really nice to see them
Yes,
like
it would have been nice.
come back to Dustin and see him holding Eddie's body and actually have the rest of the cast acknowledge his death. Mike, Lucas, like I know Lucas was also going through Max's whatever she's in. But like they were all close to him too. They were playing D&D with him. Like it would have been nice to have the cast acknowledge the fact that he's dead.
Dog,
Like
look,
a small little like memorial
I'm gonna
thing.
say
for,
this,
like,
and this is gonna be the nerdiest shit that's ever come out of my mouth. Eddie was just their dungeon master. I'm not. Look, I play D&D. I'm not fucking best friends with my dungeon master. Yes, if he died for whatever reason, I'd be upset. But like, I'm not best friends with him, so like, it's not that deep. Like,
but also
Nah, episode
also you
1
have
did
to
not
look
set
at
it
it.
up like that.
what are you talking
You-
about?
No, hold on. You still also have to look at it as Robin, Steve, and Nancy.
Yes, I understand,
Like,
but it
he
all circles
literally
back
died
to
for them.
if he comes back, then of course everybody else isn't going to be upset. The only reason why Dustin was probably upset is because he had to lie to his uncle about him being dead when he really isn't.
Wait,
Wait,
you think
What?
that?
I think
Whoa.
Eddie's still alive. And everyone is aware that he's still alive. Which is why I'm saying that's
Yeah, but
it would make sense because Dustin would be the only one upset because he's telling his fucking uncle that Eddie is dead, knowing damn well Eddie is not dead.
Nah, Dustin was crying for real, for real.
Nah, I don't think Dustin knows that he's alive. I feel like they emphasize the fact that Dustin's like
He's
suffering
dead.
the most. Yeah, he's like gone. Like he thinks he's gone,
He-
but like
To Dustin, he died in Dustin's arms.
Yes.
So Dustin doesn't know he's alive, which means the others would not know that he's alive if he's
You don't
alive.
know that.
Why
I mean,
would they
look,
keep
as
that
far
from
as
Dustin?
here's the
And
thing,
why
though.
would
Here's the
and
thing,
how
though.
would they know and Dustin wouldn't know, considering Dustin's the one who was there with him?
Diego's theory makes sense for the story decisions, why no one else cares, and why there wasn't like a formal funeral or more address to it. But I don't think that I honestly think that that's not the case just because of how Dustin was acting. He wasn't. It didn't come off like I'm sad because I'm telling his uncle. It came off like so sad that
Yeah,
Eddie's dead.
dog. If somebody had a fucking like heart attack in your arms and they made it, and for whatever reason you're telling somebody that they died, yes, it's going to get you emotionally fucked up because you're like, holy shit, they almost did die right in front of me. All I'm saying is that's my theory, and we're spending way too much time talking about this.
No, Eddie's death was pretty important, so I don't think it's too crazy to talk about it this much.
Nah, you got me pressed with this Stranger Things shit, but we gonna move on anyways.
Mhm.
I guess I'm gonna let someone else take over Thor just because, like,
We could finish with Stranger
I don't know how
Things.
y'all feel about it. In my opinion, there's not much else to talk about. Like, everything else is like shit that we expected to happen. Like, Vecna gets hurt.
Oh, so we
He's
just not gonna
actually
talk about
dead.
what happened with Max?
What do you talk? We did talk about with what happened with Max. What do you?
Not really.
Not really.
Human twister pretzel.
I mean, in my opinion, we talked about it enough. She's brain dead. It was sad. She
gives
may or
no-
may
Yeah, but
not
y'all
end
wanted to
up being
argue with
back.
me about it, and then we completely moved on from it.
They argued with you. Now, I don't know if she seems brain dead, but I'm also open to believing that her consciousness is trapped in a different like state,
upside
if
down?
that makes sense. Not necessarily, but like, so I thought about it as like when Eleven goes into her dream to like go help her with Vecna. 11 ends up in the skate park, right? Which is a memory.
Yeah.
However, Max isn't in that memory. Like, the little girl Max is, but the Max she was looking for wasn't there. So it shows that like she was in a different part of her consciousness, a different dream. So I'm curious if there's a different part of her consciousness that wasn't where Elle was looking. So, but that would infer that she was in her consciousness because we don't really know what Elle's doing when she goes into that like watery state. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
we've only seen her do it with um the people, and she ends up around them. And she did it with her mom. That's the closest thing we can get resembled, and her mom was there.
Yeah.
But you know, we still don't really exactly know what that is.
My only
That it?
complaint with the season was that Elle kind of just beat Vecna.
Screaming.
Same, like nothing. Yeah, nothing. It felt like nothing special. Like tied down. She got some inspiration from Mike. She got stronger.
Or was
That's what I'm
cringy as fuck, by the way.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I feel like that's why I don't find Elle interesting anymore because we've had 4 seasons of this same exact shit.
Yeah, I kind of forgot how she defeated the other villains until like people were
It's
memeing
the
about it, and then
same way every
I
time.
realized it's the same way. I'm like, damn, this is
It's the same
nothing
way she
new.
beat Vecna in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I really hope they do. There's like something else she can do because I don't know, screaming with the power of friendship and just doing that. It's like I feel like I don't know. I rather watch Dragon
Drawn out.
Ball do that.
That's
Dragon
what
Ball
I'm
does a
saying. She's
better
got like
job than
the
that.
Goku complex cuz like they just wrote her as stronger than everybody else. And like yeah, she has to train to unlock that potential, but like she just has that like latent ability. That's like the
I don't
only
know.
complaint that I have about her. Honestly though, hot take, probably not a hot take. That break, like granted it was what, a week or whatever.
It was a month.
It was a month.
Yeah, it was a
That
month.
break was so fucking useless.
I actually liked it.
Why?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Because
Dog,
something that I was struggling with so bad was like so much stuff was coming out, and between work and everything, I didn't have time to just binge all of Stranger Things. Hear me out though. This is just like shut up and let me talk. This is life for everyone, bro. Like everyone.
No, it's
like,
not. There was
not
people
everyone.
talking about episode 6 like the day it came out.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, I'm talking about everyone. I'm not just talking about the people who are able to binge it on just day one. Like everyone's gonna only be able to watch it at a certain pace. This isn't a weekly show. So by having this month-long break in between, it gives people time to catch up, so that everyone can watch it at the very end. Like me, when I was going through TikTok for like at least 2 weeks into after Stranger Things came out, I was like having to scroll past anything Stranger Things because I didn't want to get spoiled. But by having that gap there, when the finale came out, I was able to just watch it right then and there and be on the same page with everyone. That's all I'm saying. I think it's Netflix's way to combat and also kind of stretch out the hype. It's like their version of weekly. You know what I mean? Weekly keeps the hype going weekly. This Stranger Things month break kept the hype going a little longer.
Nah,
I
it should just
I
be weekly. I feel like that month break was so.
I mean, yeah, I agree, but
I'm saying it's useless because there was only 2 fucking episodes. Like, at least split it in half. You should have just made
That
it
was
4
like
and
4
4.
episodes worth. That was like 3
I
or
don't
4
give a
episodes.
shit.
Though.
Yeah,
Nothing
there
really
was
happened.
one
Like,
much
I'm not
fucking
saying
easy.
nothing happened as in nothing happened, but like the there was nothing being built up to. It was just the payoff of everything that the previous built up to. That's all that happened for those 2 episodes, was just a bunch of payoff. And I feel like that
I
that
wouldn't
just
say
makes it,
payoff.
huh?
I wouldn't say payoff.
It was payoff. They literally concluded 90% of everything, and the 10% that was left was just the conclusion of the season, because all of everything was revealed, or majority of things were revealed, and like all of the characters were meeting up and everything. And I feel like that was just like you watching a movie and then the climax of the movie's happening and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna pause this real quick, go do some stuff, in like 2 or 3 days I'll come back and finish. Like I just felt like that was weird and dumb. I feel like if they made it weekly, then there would be some, like, because personally for me, I feel like when Steve was getting attacked by those bats all by himself in the Upside Down, that's where that month break should have been. If they were going to do the month break, that's where that month break should have been.
That's evil.
That's what I'm saying. That's evil. Everybody'd be like, what if the fuck is going to happen to Steve for a month? That's torture. Which circles back to why I feel like it should be weekly, because not only did that thing happen with Steve, but then we got the Nancy thing. And both of those are really good breaks, but I feel like if it was weekly, that we would get the full payoff of both, and you wouldn't be like, oh, well, they should have done this instead of that kind of thing. It should just be weekly. I don't understand why they refuse to do weekly shit.
Because it's just
Because-
it's not TV.
Dog, TV, everything. They want to be a TV, bro. They want to be TV shows. They want to be fucking movie theaters. That's what Netflix wants to be, but they don't want to do it like all the way, which makes no sense. It's the shit that
The
anime fans
Purge of
fucking bitch about all the time about JoJo's. It's the thing that people complain about with fuck, what else? What other anime thing did they have? Komi's the only thing that they do correctly, and not even all the way, because it's delayed by a month.
Yeah, it's
This is
delayed.
this is the thing though. Everything they've done has been they release it all when it comes out. So everyone's used to it. It's a streaming site. You can binge.
You can't
the
say
stuff you wanna
streaming
binge.
site when literally Disney Plus weekly, HBO Max. I'm pretty sure those DC shows are weekly. You like
Okay,
every other streaming service does
Can
it,
I
and they're
finish my
successful.
point? Netflix was the first streaming site, and they've always just dumped the stuff that they have. Disney started, and what did they start with? They started with weekly. Netflix, while yes, they have certain shows that people may or may not want weekly, it's never been like that. And you're going to piss off a lot of the fans. I mean, given they're already pissing off a lot of fans with the pricing. But they're going to piss off a lot of their fans who are like, "Oh, I can't wait for this next season, like I get to binge it or whatever." It's already written that way.
Okay, cool,
And then
but
to
like,
then switch it to weekly, it's going to piss off people. And no matter what, this is just like the JoJo's are. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
not really.
People are gonna. Some people like it to have a week. Some people like it to where they can just watch the shit as fast as they want to watch it. It's like there is no winning. It's people like this. Some people like that. You're gonna piss off this people doing that. You're gonna piss off these people doing this.
Look,
It's like there is no winning. You're gonna piss people off either way. So just do it how you want to do it.
see,
That's how they wanna do it.
the angle that I'm coming at this from, fuck what the people think. They're mad at Netflix regardless. We all know this. But from a business perspective, yes, I'm pulling the pro-capitalist bullshit. Get mad at me. I don't give a fuck. From the business perspective, doing everything weekly is fucking stonks for Netflix, bro. Because then people can't just pay for the subscription for 1 month, binge watch everything that they want to binge, and then dip. They have to do at least 2 months in Stranger Things case, because they have to wait, what, like 6, was it 6 episodes or 8 episodes?
6 episodes.
Yeah, so then they have to wait 6 weeks to watch all of it. So that's 2 months worth of subscription that they got to give to Netflix.
Actually,
All
no,
I'm saying is, like, from a business standpoint, what they're doing is dumb as fuck. I don't give a shit. Like, personally, I don't give a shit, like, either way, because Stranger Things doesn't have an issue when it comes to hype. I mean, like, yes, the hype has died down now, but, like, there's still a bunch of people who talk about Stranger Things on a daily. But, like, for stuff as in JoJo's, everybody is mad as hell because JoJo's was hype for maybe 2 weeks. And it's hype again because Stone Ocean Part 2 is coming out, but it could have been hype for, like, what, 2 months? 2-3 months?
And it's only going to be hype for only 2 more weeks.
Exactly.
It's only 2 out of the
like, you're right, it is damned if you do, damned if you don't. But, like, from a business perspective, that is dumb as shit. And also for me, because that also combats the thing that Javen was saying. He doesn't have time to binge watch the whole entire season. So if you have a whole week to watch one episode, guess what? You have a whole week to watch one fucking episode. And if you get spoiled, big whoop. You have another week. Watch it on the day it comes out. Be ahead of the curve.
I say you're talking about it from a business standpoint, but like they release.
Netflix is a business.
This is when this comes out. This is when this comes
Point
out.
Blank
Right?
period.
So they release just for literally a minute. They told everyone the time frame of when everything was going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
If people want to watch something, guess what? August or July 1st comes around. Everything's out. Cool. Now I'm going to do that free month of Netflix. I'm going to watch the show and then never pay for it. And now they've watched both seasons without having to pay a single thing because they got the free trial. That's why they don't think about it in the business sense that you're thinking. Because no matter what, there's nothing stopping someone from waiting until it all comes out and doing the free trial.
If they have
and then watching
the point of view that
So at
Javen
that
has,
point-
then they do. They're scared of being spoiled.
Yeah, you can't wait on something like Stranger Things.
And if they don't care,
Try.
congrats. That's cool. But all I'm saying
if
is,
if they don't want to pay, then that's what they're going to do.
yeah,
They're not
That's
going
what
to give
they'll
a
have
shit.
to do.
that's what they'll have to do.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if someone like wants it free, they're gonna get it free. Like, it doesn't matter. If someone wants something like that, they're gonna make it happen. Whether it's they have to watch out for spoilers or not.
Yes,
That's
but
just how it is. That is what it
a
is.
huge chunk of the population of people who watch Stranger Things have the same thing that everybody fucking has: fear of missing out.
Yeah, but those fans are also the people who most likely have a Netflix subscription because that means they've watched the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, and you're right. But all I'm saying is that from a business perspective, which is all I'm harping on, is it's stupid. And personally, for me, because I agree, like Javen, I don't have the time to watch all the shit the week it comes out. So why should I be punished because I have other shit to do?
No one's punishing you.
Yes, if I'm getting spoiled by random TikTokers who don't post spoilers on their thing for the first few fucking seconds that they have of their 3-4 minute video.
But if you know there's going to be spoilers, just don't go on social media.
Hey, that's my point, but I'm trying to argue for in Javen's corner and everybody who is in Javen's position.
But let's say it was like me, and you take 2 weeks to get to the end of it, 2 or 3 weeks to get to the end of it. You're telling them not to go on social media for that long? I mean, that's a big ask.
I mean, for me, it's not a big ask because I'm sure that you're probably going to say that, but I don't know. I feel like for
I've gone on social media and not seen spoilers unless I really like stayed to look. To
but you're
spoilers.
not on normie TikTok, bro. Javen's all up in normie TikTok, and normie TikTok is all over Stranger Things, bro.
We're not talking about my For You page.
Yeah,
today.
your For You
Like,
page is
the
normie
second-
as shit, you fucking nerd.
But the thing is,
No, it's not.
second-
No, it's not.
The second you see something Stranger Things related, you just skip it just to
Yes,
avoid. Like,
I was trying
it's-
to. I got
Yeah,
indirect
so-
spoilers though. Like, literally, here's the spoilers that I got from just skipping as soon as I realized it was Stranger Things. Basically, just from seeing split-second images, I was already able to piece together that you were going to be able to get away or escape from Vecna's grasp if you listen to a song, and I was assuming it was going to be your favorite song. I was able to deduce that just from skipping TikToks that I was like, oh, this is Stranger Things. Let me skip it.
Not to mention, to argue his point, there are certain people who I've seen a TikTok of that literally have the spoiler as the image, and that's the first thing you see as soon as you scroll. So regardless, you're fucked.
So then don't go on TikTok.
Hey, bro. It's
Jose,
like it's like arguing with a brick wall, Jay.
It's not. It's okay. So that's TikTok. So don't go on TikTok. Instagram, Twitter. You literally like you have
Twitter,
to stick
no.
around.
Twitter's
and click
worse, bro. Twitter is so much
I
worse.
got spoiled within the hour it came out.
Yeah.
Once I got on Twitter and I was fucking pissed. I got pissed because someone said, "Damn, RP Eddie." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I literally.
Wow.
Yeah, literally,
Oh my God.
while I was watching the final episode, because like during the intro sequence, I opened Twitter and I scrolled for a little bit, and then all I saw was they didn't have to do that to Max, R.I.P. And I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
I'm happy I didn't see that, but not Steve.
Eddie.
What?
Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah, I don't know how I forgot his name, bro. Within the first swipe, there.
Look,
bam.
all I'm
like,
saying
bro,
is, from like a business perspective, from a busy person perspective, from somebody who fucking hates spoilers perspective, making it weekly is the better option, because then it makes everyone wait. And those people who refuse to be like, "Oh, by the way, spoilers, fuck you." Like, fuck them, bro. Anyways, this whole argument was literally pointless.
yeah.
Moving on to Thor Love and Thunder, the last thing I'm going to say is the problem isn't with the streaming platform, it's with the people who are posting spoilers. So if you want that shit to stop, then you're going to have to talk to the people who don't create it and watch it and tell them to cut the shit. Just like Marvel, moving into Thor Love and Thunder, Marvel asked their fans, "Hey, please don't post spoilers," which of course it still happens, but
It's not as
a
bad.
majority of the fans listen because they're like, we want our fan base to be able to enjoy it the same way we did. Now, again, there are certain assholes, but
For sure.
it is what it is.
See, to your
Now,
point,
Thor Love and Thunder,
before we actually
like I
jump
said,
into Thor Love and Thunder, to your point, it's funny that you say that, because like Marvel spoilers, like I've noticed, at least with the people that I follow who post shit about Marvel, they'll always be like, spoiler warning, and then they'll give you a few seconds, and then they'll be like, all right, let's talk about this. But like, no other fucking fan base does that, to my knowledge. One Piece fans are the worst, but
Fucking hell.
Bro, I've got so many indirect spoilers. I don't even want to talk
no,
about
dude,
it.
I
Don't
scroll
try to-
like the day
we
after
have
Sunday.
53 minutes. We're
Bruh.
talking about Thor. Someone please take away Thor because
I'm gonna be honest, I ain't remember much of this movie, and that's y'all's fault. That's y'all's fault.
This man said it was a 10 out of 10 movie.
It is a
and said
10
he
out of
forgot
10.
it.
Bro,
How
I
you
have
gonna
other
forget?
things that if we did this on Sunday like we were supposed to, bro, I would have been all over this. I would have been hosting. I would have been like, all right, let's talk about this. But guess what? We waited until fucking Wednesday. I got other shit that I got to take care of. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
All right, Thanos.
We open this movie with Gore the God Butcher. His daughter goes kaput. All right,
I'm dead.
and he meets
Kaput.
the god of his religion, who's living in an oasis.
By the way, are we
on a
doing
desert
spoilers or are we
planet.
doing not like light spoilers?
spoilers.
All right, spoilers
We're
all
going
the
all
way.
the way
I'm
in
sorry if you
spoilers.
haven't seen
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah, spoilers. Sorry, I ruined it. That Gore's daughter died in the first 5 minutes. I'm
It's
sorry.
just like the first
I'm not
3 minutes, if even.
I'm a different kind of Marvel fan. I spoil it. I'm sorry.
After we
So
just
anyway.
had a whole argument about spoilers.
I thought, oh yeah. So after he meets the god of his religion, his god is making fun of him, bro. He's like, "You're just gonna die. Like you don't even get to go to heaven or anything. Like you believing in me doesn't help you at all. Sorry, so sad that your daughter died, but not really."
And he called him replaceable. That made me mad. I was like, yeah, fuck
said
this
no.
guy.
There'll always be more believers. Like, okay, what did you guys think of Gore's of wow,
backstory.
Christian Bale's
Oh,
Portrayal of Gore.
yeah.
portrayal.
I fucking loved it.
I have mixed feelings.
Would you?
Like- Okay, so I do like it, and it does make sense that he's a little toned down compared to what he was in the comics. But he just feels like a kid's boogeyman, if I'm gonna be honest. And like someone that actually
This
feels.
literally was a boogeyman. That's crazy.
No, but like it's kitty down. Like I don't know how else I can really like to say he's like a toned down boogeyman. And like I kind of wish we saw more of his him in action, actually killing more gods instead of just like, oh, he kills his first god, and then we don't see him fight any other gods other than we
Yeah,
see
but we
him
see a
fight
bunch of
Thor.
corpses.
Yeah, I just want to see like the action is what he does and what takes place during that. I don't want to see like, oh, the aftermath, because like it's cool. Yeah, the aftermath of damn, he's leaving a wasteland of all that shit, but like you don't see much of an action other than when he fights Thor and then like everyone else Valkyrie and then Thor 2.0, which is Jane Foster.
Yeah, to your point, I still hold that it's like probably like a 10 or a 9 out of 10. But one complaint that I do have is like I wouldn't like I feel like a montage of like seeing some gods be some serious pieces of shit and then Gore walking up and slaughtering them, like a montage of like 4 or 5 of them, not even, maybe like 3 or 4.
They don't even have to be pieces of shit. They can just be like even gods that are just chilling there, just even nice. They can
Nah,
just kill them.
I feel like that would give like a Thanos kind of perspective with him. Like oh yeah, this is wrong, but like is he?
I mean, but like that's what he was doing anyways. Like he was even stating to kill like gods, regardless of
Well,
what the fuck they were
that's what I'm
doing.
saying though, is that like you give the montage of him killing some serious pieces of shit, and then we get him killing the what Thor said was one of the nicest gods that exist, on top of him, assaulting the shit out of Sif. So then we get so he's not just killing people who deserve it, he's also killing people who don't deserve it. So then there's
I
the
mean,
conflict.
I'm pretty sure he's even once he like kills the gods, he says like I'm gonna kill all the gods, and
Yeah.
it's not like ambiguous to the point where it's like, oh, is he gonna kill all the bad gods? No, he says all the gods to the point where it's like it's good or bad, mediocre, whatever. If they're a god, they're gonna kill him.
Yeah, but I'm saying like give us like that conflicted, you know what I mean? Like a Thanos thing, because Thanos obviously was wrong, but was he?
See, I actually
And with Gore, like I love Gore's character because I agree with him and I think that he's justified. So like giving us that, yeah, he's justified, but it's still wrong is kind of like something that I feel like we didn't really get.
not true. I mean, it's complicated.
Not to Thanos
get
level
much of it,
though.
though.
Not to Thanos level he's justified. Because that's, for me, I like Gore more than Thanos because I feel like Gore is more right than Thanos. Granted, like this is comic version of them, by the way. But like,
oh wait, huh? Oh yeah, of course. Duh. I mean, Thanos is just killing people for
death.
for a chick.
Yeah. Like even though like MCU version of Thanos, like it's a he's right, but going about it wrong. Same thing with Gore. He's right, but he's going about it wrong. And I don't feel like we got that. I feel like it was just this is wrong, period.
You know what? I think both of you guys are right. And at the end of the day, I love this movie, but because of how poorly they handled Gore, even though I thought Christian Bale's acting, especially at the beginning, I was
fire.
Like, the beginning had
It's
me so
amazing.
it sucked me into this movie, so it was like such a good intro. But I think they mishandled Gore a lot, and it dropped the movie. Like after thinking about it more, it dropped it down to an 8 out of 10 for me. I'm gonna be honest.
That's fair.
Because, like, I agree with both of you guys. I think that they should have shown Gore fighting more. Like he had cool abilities. It would have been cool to see how he slayed some of these other gods. And on the same token, Diego, I think that Gore could have been either A, just so devoted to killing all the gods that like he just didn't care and just decided to kill them all, or like you said, like maybe there's some conflict, maybe there's a good god and he's like, oh, I have to do it though, or whatever. But I feel like it's overshadowed by the sword's effects on him,
Yeah.
which I didn't, and it almost feels like the sword's effects on him change, like it makes him lose sight of what he was doing to begin with, and it kind of is. It reminds me of what happened with Wanda, and I can't be biased. If I didn't like Wanda reading a book and then now she's changed, I'm not gonna like Gore getting a sword and now he's changed. Like
Well,
he wants to kill gods and he wants to, avenge his daughter for what happened. He really kidnap children and put them in harm's way. Like it just doesn't really feel like
Yeah, that's what
it
another
doesn't
thing that
feel
was weird about
right.
me. It feels weird
yeah, I
that he
felt
was
like that
kidnapping
was a
children.
weird decision. Like
I think it was
genuinely.
Like if it's someone who lost their daughter and now he's gonna inflict that type of pain on people, like he wants to kill gods, not kidnap children. If that was like
Mhm.
a different reason, then sure he can do
I
that and
mean,
it'll make sense. But within
granted,
character,
most of them were Asgardians, so they were basically gods. But like, I know what you're saying.
I mean,
Not all of them.
only most of them. Some of them were just aliens and just
Yeah,
other
that
people.
see for like if he abducted only the Asgardian children, I'd be like, that's fucked. But like, those are gods, technically.
He's racist.
So, but yeah,
I mean, I guess,
him
I mean,
abducting
I guess he
all
never
of
killed
them,
him.
even like the alien ones, I was like, that's kind of, I don't know how I feel about that.
My thing is, I think it would have been very helpful for he would have seen like this is where kind of like the talks of you guys were saying about the sword. It would have been nice for him to see how much Thor cares about saving the kids and his Asgardian people,
Yeah.
considering he's like kind of the god of them now, and him like you said, kind of having that second thought of like this guy doesn't seem bad like the other gods that don't give a shit. Like he actually cares about the people that he's trying to save. Um,
Well,
but it wasn't there. Like he just takes the kids to lure Thor, and then
Mhm.
he gets the Stormbreaker and just brings the kids with. Like, why are the kids still there? And it was just to push the plot of how Thor was going to get past the army and shit, of course. But like him keeping the kids after he gets Stormbreaker is so pointless because his goal was never to kidnap the kids. It was never like, it was to get Stormbreaker. He got that and then he just drags the kids along. Like for what? Send the kids back with
Yeah.
Thor and then make Thor have to come back and fight you. Like you could tell that his intentions were to never kids. It was literally like, I need y'all here to bring Thor here. And you then find out he needs Stormbreaker, not necessarily Thor, and he gets Stormbreaker, and then he lets Thor go off, but he keeps the kids, and it's like, well, dude, like you could get rid of the kids, like you dragged them for no reason, and then they ended up being your downfall.
I mean, yes and no, because like I agree that he only brought the kids along to push forward how he's gonna get around that army. But given that they were like retreating, there was really no way to give him the kids because they were literally retreating, and then Gore yanked Stormbreaker out of Thor's hand while they were in
Well,
the
no, but like
Bifrost.
he could have sent the basket back. Like he sent the basket through the shadows to the Shadow Realm. He could have just sent it back into the
Oh yeah,
shadows
you're right. You're right.
to the thing. Like I'm just saying, like obviously that would have been a weird thing in the movie because it would have been like, why is the bad guy giving the kids back? But like it was just not like the kids were never like a, a plot like they were a plot point, but not like the end goal plot point. Like I don't know, it was just weird, kind of. But we'll move forward through the movie because we've been talking about this for too long. How did y'all feel about the way they handled Lady Thor? Because I felt weird about it. Like they set it up. It was a good setup for at the end of the movie. You find out that like she's not being granted godlike powers that'll completely save her. It was just the gods essentially using her. But like looking back at it, I guess Mjolnir was using her,
Okay, see,
but they also
let me
ployed it
stop you
as
right
a
there.
thing of like he was saving her because it gave her more time.
Let me stop you right there. So In the textbook that she reads at the beginning of the movie, it says that Mjolnir like grants powers and what's it called? And
Well, like health.
yeah, so what Mjolnir does is it gets rid of all the poison in your body. So
While you wield it.
yeah, while you wield it. But that's permanent. So it just like if you were dying because you were poisoned with something like I don't fucking know. Like you ate rat poison,
Snake
for
bite.
example.
A snake bite.
Yeah, sure. And then you held Mjolnir and you got the powers of Thor, and then you dropped it and no longer had the powers of Thor at that moment. That venom is gone. Just gone.
Okay.
So that's how that works. And how that translates to Jane is like chemotherapy. Yes, it is good for you because it kills cancer, but chemo is poison. It's just a good poison. So whenever she picks up the hammer, it gets rid of all the chemo that she's gone through. So she's back to
Not the
square
cancer
one.
itself.
No, because technically cancer isn't poisonous. It's bad for you, but it's just cells that are growing at an abnormal rate. Like there's nothing poisonous about cancer. It's just the things that cancer causes is bad. You know what I mean?
And so that's why it kind of like
So that's why throughout the
the anti-effect.
movie, yeah. So that's why throughout the movie she got worse and worse because it was taking away all of the chemo that she went through, and she still had the cancer, and the cancer was still progressing, but the chemo was gone. And I feel like they didn't really explain that well because I had to
They didn't
explain
explain
I
that
don't
at
even
all.
feel like they did. Yeah, they didn't at all.
They had
And I
no
knew
mention of
knew
that
Yeah,
that.
shit.
they didn't.
Yeah, they should have. I think that was an L on the script or whatever. Because
okay, so they did.
literally,
They didn't explain that at all.
no,
No.
not
Okay,
at
that
No,
yeah,
they
because
didn't.
I was like I explained it to Ness and I'm explaining it to you and I'm like did they even? I was gonna say like did they even explain it?
What they explained was that basically her wielding the power was killing her
Yeah.
as opposed to saving her. They didn't explain
Why?
why. Or at
Okay.
least if they did, they didn't do it in a good way for people to understand
Yeah, I
why.
feel like
It was just
I feel like they were like,
the,
yeah, so the hammer makes you healthier. There's your explanation.
the the way I took it and the way that it seemed like the movie was taking it is when he captures Valkyrie and Natalie and Natalie Portman and Jane, he's talking to them, and then it almost makes it sound like he's saying, "The gods lied to you. This hammer is not helping you; it is killing you."
Yeah, which
As in,
it is.
you're a human. You're not supposed to be wielding the hammer. Mjolnir was calling to you. And you read that thinking that like, oh, it's a sign the gods are trying to help me. But really, they just realized that Thor needed help. So Mjolnir called to you, but you thought it was going to help you. It's actually killing you. Like they lied to you. The gods ain't shit.
Yeah.
That's the way it seemed like they explained it in the movie. I don't know if Adrian and Jay got the same thing, but that's what I took. So I thought it was like the book said it provided health, but actually like only health to the people who are meant to be wielding it,
Mhm.
as in like gods and stuff, not normal people who are quote unquote worthy of wielding it.
Yeah. And that
So
that
I
makes
just
that's
thought
sense.
it
why
was
I was
too far
saying
gone for her to
that's
like fix it. That was just what I
that's
interpreted.
see that didn't incorporate because to me when she read the book, it literally says it cures anything.
Yeah.
Or it gives you like the best health, like you're nice and healthy when you wield it, and that's why I was very confused when she threw the hammer down. She was still sick, and then we find out it's killing her instead of helping her. I was very confused about that. So actually knowing what Diego says helps a lot because that makes it actually make sense.
Yeah. See, with Gore, that one's complicated because taking him and anything that he says at face value, me knowing what happens with the Necro Sword, I'm just like, yeah, he's obviously lying because he's just being manipulated. But basically like how both of you said how you or Jay how you said that like you don't like that Wanda turned evil just because of the Darkhold. That's basically what happens with the Necro Sword. It's not to the same extent, but like that voice that was whispering to him right before he picked up the sword, that's in his head 24/7 when he's holding the Necro Sword. that's like telling him what to do, what he should do, all of that. They didn't really explain it all that well, but like I feel like they did
I
that
got the
on
gist of that.
purpose. Yeah, but like they didn't make it obvious that like it's in his head 24/7 kind of thing, you know what I mean? Which like
Right. They just gave it enough.
yeah, gave it
that
enough
you
to be
might think
like
it.
yeah.
But
But like the whole situation with the Necro Sword in general is kind of complicated because it's like it's a sword made by a symbiote god, which as we know symbiotes are kind of in the Sony universe. So like all of this explanation that I'm giving for the Necro Sword could be a bunch of horseshit. I don't know. Um and you know Adrian can back it up, but yeah, I don't know. I like the characterization for Gore, I'm just basing it off of the knowledge that I have of Gore, and I think it's fine. But like, you know, not having that background knowledge, I can understand if you have an issue with his character, you know what I mean? And same
Yeah,
thing
I
with
feel like
Mjolnir
Well,
and Jane. Like because it didn't explain it whatsoever, which I feel like is, you know, at the fault of the movie. But since I
I feel like they could have
know it's not an
explained it
issue I
more.
have.
They could have used more time to explain it than make more jokes about it.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be real.
Well, and like that's like, you know, an issue that everybody has with this movie from what I understand is that like, you know, one, they're joking too much, two, it's not long enough, and like I don't think that they were joking too much. I mean, they were joking a lot, but I don't feel like it was an access kind of thing. Um but I do agree that the movie should have been longer. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that they could have expanded on that wouldn't have been to the detriment of the movie. Ergo, the gore montage thing that I was talking about earlier. Um, some of the stuff with like the gods. I forget specifically, but I remember like the night of watching the movie, I was like, they could have expanded a little bit more on this and that. Um, I Anybody else have anything?
I mean, I was gonna say like I wish we heard more voices from the sword, which
Yeah,
could be Null, but for all intents and purposes, it could be a completely different entity that the MCU is creating. I don't know, but if it is Null, I feel like we should have heard more of him because like again, we don't see a lot of what he could do
yeah.
because once he killed his first god, you get that's it, and then you just assume, oh, he just went on a killing spree. How did he go on that killing spree? How the hell did he just get move planet to planet or know where gods are just chilling at casually? Because when you see him for the first time, he just walked up on the god on accident. We're just gonna assume he walked up on gods accidentally, just killed him, just because like, oh, it's my mission. I'm just gonna kill you. No, we know that the voices in his head most likely know where the locations of them like gods he can just kill just for the sake of it or just for training sake so he can get stronger and stronger. But so without that information, you're just like, oh, so you just went on the killing spree. How the fuck did that happen?
And I
So
feel like that montage would be like killing several birds with one stone because it could be showing us that, you know, he's like not only killing bad gods but he's killing good ones. So like or as I said, it could just be we see a bunch of different gods being real pieces of shit. He kills them, and then we're like, oh, maybe this isn't so bad. And then, as I said, the scene of him killing the nicest god in the fucking planet or in the universe. On top of that, showing us that like the corruption that the sword is giving him, because obviously he won't be corrupt right off rip. Um, like it's a slow burn kind of thing, and like you said, like how he transports around. Because I feel like the him moving through shadows shit was kind of like jarring at first, and then you kind of learn to accept it. I don't know if that's how y'all feel. That's just me. Um, and kind of like him getting a grip for his powers because you know the next time we see him after that scene, he's got a pretty good grip on his powers, and I feel like that was a little weird.
yeah, that's pretty much how I felt. It's like he just automatically knew how to use like his powers to our knowledge, the best of his ability, since he was so confident of taking on three gods like Valkyrie, Thor, and then Jane Foster
Yeah.
at the same time.
On top of
So
all of
and
the
then
other Asgardians that live in that village, which technically count as gods as well.
yeah, so it is just kind of weird to be like, oh yeah, he just knows. I'm like, how? Like getting that explanation would have like made this movie a lot more enjoyable and better for me.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I think that the my like ideal fix to the situation goes in hand with what you were describing, Diego, would be to personify sword, as in like have, because we just kind of get like these what is the word I'm thinking of? Oh man, I can't think of the word. Not ominous. Vague. Yes, vague. Just kind of get like these vague whispers from the sword. But like if we had like one-sided conversations of Gore and the sword, like how he's off doing like these god killings, and I think that would be really interesting, especially if at when the sword breaks at the end, and then or still decides to try to make his wish. I think that would be like would have been like a really cool development, because then it's like, how much did the sword really like
Manipulate him.
twist him? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like he still really wanted to kill the gods, but maybe he just wouldn't have done it in such an evil way, like kidnapping kids or whatever. I just thought it would have been interesting if they could have done a lot better with Gore.
Yeah,
And
and
I
then
think that
on
is
top
like
of
the
that, it's like the being behind the sword told him to kidnap the kids, and the being wanted him to kill the kids, but the Gore part of him was like, no, I'm not killing children. Even though they may be gods, I'm not killing children. So then it would also be like, it would add to that, you know what I mean? As to like the humanity behind the villain, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then we feel a little bit
that would have
extra
been really
upset
cool.
when he decides to like do the right thing in quotations and just revive his daughter instead of killing all the gods.
Yeah, I agree. But
I don't
I
think it
want
would
to.
work though, because I know in the comic books, I'm assuming Asgardians are all supposed to be gods, but the way they come off in the MCU, like it doesn't feel like they're gods. You know what I mean? Like it only feels like Thor and his blood and like his parents are the actual gods. You know what I mean? But I
I
could
get
just
what
be
you
tripping.
mean,
Yeah.
but they're they are gods, like inherently, just because of like
It's
they're
kind of
in
like
as.
people. Like, some people are really good fighters, some people are super strong. It's just, or some people are stronger than others, I should say. It's kind of just like
I
a,
think it would have. What this fantasy thing that we described, like our ideal Gore setup, where he like contemplates killing the kids or not or whatever. I think if they just explained in the movie that all Asgardians are gods, it would have just been fine and it would have been great probably.
yeah. It still would have been weird that he abducted children that aren't gods, but like it is what it is.
They would just take that out of the movie, bro. Take it out. They was literally just jokes, to be honest, because he's like, "You're Asgardians, I'm not." Like,
Yeah, I like, the biggest complaint that I have with this movie is that they just didn't really explain enough. But I mean, that's not really like something that I'm gonna hold against it super super heavily, because I know pretty much everything that was going on, all fucking sides of the coin. So I don't know.
makes sense.
Well, to answer Brennan's question earlier, because I don't remember answering it. The way how they handled Jane Foster, it was fun. I didn't think she was gonna die, and I kind of wish they didn't kill her off.
I
If
was
I'm gonna be
really
honest,
surprised that they killed her off. But like,
because I kind of wanted her to like either take the mantle of Thor or like be Thor with Thor himself,
yeah.
like for a
I thought
while.
that's what they would do. Two Thors. I thought that would be cool. I mean, we kind of got that though in the end.
We kind of got that, but I kind of wanted it to like last a little bit longer than it did because it was only just for one movie.
See,
I wish we saw more.
I agree, but I also kind of think like you can only do the cancer thing so much before it becomes like, can we stop doing this kind of thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Cuz like this is going to sound super fucked up and I don't mean it this way, but it's like cancer is only super super crazy to the plot for so long, you know what I mean, before it's just kind of an inconvenience more than anything.
I think I can understand what you're saying,
yeah, I
because we
get what you
literally have
mean.
super geniuses in the verse.
That's what I'm
And it's
saying.
like,
Like, I like, it's super fucked up, and if you're listening to this and you think I'm an asshole for saying that, like, I don't mean it that way. It's just like
For a plot point, it
yeah, like
sounds
it's
it
it's
doesn't
one
it
of those
loses its
plot
meaning.
points where it's like it can't be like, it's one of those like things where it just can't be the character. Like the character can't, like, I have cancer. Cool. We have gods who can fucking make that go away. Like, I don't know. Call Bruce Banner. He'll get rid of it. Like I don't know. I think because I honestly wasn't expecting her to die either, but I'm kind of glad she did in a weird way. That sounds weird to say. Cause like now, whenever she leaves Valhalla, which we're not gonna talk about, um, she'll be fine. She could just be Lady Thor.
Yeah, I do have one question. I have multiple questions because we still have a lot to go through this movie. We got stuck on like one character, but how do y'all feel about Korg in this movie?
Dog, I
He
saw
was chill. Didn't really do much, but he was chill.
I
He was
saw a
funny.
tweet earlier today, and it like the person who originally tweeted it was like, "This is the worst motherfucker in the MCU," and then
What?
and then
I saw that
yeah,
shit
you
too.
saw me
Yeah,
retweet it, and then somebody quote tweeted it and was just like, "Oh yeah, not the literal fucking Nazis, but the gay space rock is the worst character in the MCU."
Mhm.
Like
Yeah. I mean,
he's
he's
just
not bad,
a fucking comedic relief character. It's not that deep. Like
he is.
everybody got super angry at the one chick who was, in the movie for 0.5 seconds because she was the comedic relief character for the first two Thor movies, and everybody hated her. So it's like,
People didn't like the girl from Shang-Chi and like her.
oh,
His like
Aquafina. I don't
friend.
understand how you
Yeah.
didn't like
I don't.
Aquafina.
I
Oh,
didn't know how they I don't understand that hate because she was
She was
fun just to be around, but like
honestly, she made that movie like that. I feel like that movie would have been fine as like a super serious martial arts / superhero movie, but like I feel like she brought around like a really good aspect of like the comedic side. You know what I mean? But this
yeah.
isn't about Shang-Chi. I don't know, because like part of me, it all circles back to the thing that I was saying the other day. Y'all remember? It's I feel like most of the hate that this movie is receiving is because of how gay this movie was, low key. Because you have
It's two men
Korg,
rocking
who
holding hands.
confirmed that his whole race, they're all gay. You've got Valkyrie, who is very obviously lesbian / bi. She's actually bi, is why I say / bi. And then you've got Heimdall's kid, who possibly could be trans. Like, it's a super fucking gay movie. And I feel like that's why some people are shitting on it, is because they're homophobic. Let's just be honest.
I was gonna say, well, my thing was I was kind of hoping once Korra got one, I didn't expect it. I didn't want him to die right there, but like once he got clapped by Zeus, I was expecting him to stay dead, and I would
Yeah.
have been fine with
I
it.
feel
To be
like
honest,
that might be where people drew the line, because like for me, I was like it's funny, but I was like, now you're kind of beating a dead horse because you gave yourself an out and you didn't take it.
it just felt like he had no other purpose after that point. Like he was a community relief, and but he can actually like help the team out.
Yeah.
Now he's just there just to talk, and it's like, wow,
Yeah.
doesn't serve much of a purpose other than like in some of the plot points within the movie that's happening. It's like, oh, do you think Thor and Jane Foster are gonna get back together? Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. And then he felt like he lost meaning to his character once that happens. Like if he comes back and he gets like he becomes a better character other than comedic relief, and he has like a what was the bug's name? Because I
Meek.
really love them as a duo. Meek. I wish they can do more with him and Meek because I love those two.
Yeah.
Unironically.
I still think Meek being like a secretary to King Valkyrie was the funniest shit.
That shit was so weird, but I just ran with it because it's like goofy as hell.
I was like, what kind of choice is that?
He just fucking on a chalkboard and just helping Valkyrie out with just random shit just throughout the city. It's like, what?
Yep.
Anywho, what else? Oh, people's opinions about the end credit scenes. I don't know where the fuck they thought this shit was the worst end credit scenes ever. Cause fucking Doctor Strange. Yes, I've seen the take. People on Twitter because they're just stupid. I seen it like
Twitter is
this
the
is
worst.
the worst end credit scenes I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, bro, not Stranger Things. Doctor Strange end credit scenes were just so lackluster and just so bullshit. I don't care what you say.
Well,
Those were
the
like
one. I think the
probably
one with I'm really blanking on her name. Charlize Theron's character. I think that one was fire, but yeah, the other one was like just weird and stupid in my opinion, and I think Jay too. And but like we're bringing this back. I'm stuck on they should have swapped the order for Doctor Strange's end credit scenes, and then everything would have been fine. But yeah,
We're not going
not
into
going
that. Look, the after credit scenes are perfectly fine for this movie.
No, they're not perfectly fine. They're fucking fire. Okay.
Yes, sir. Spit them facts. Look,
we got the one dude from that one show, Ted Lasso as Hercules, which we'll talk about. And then we've got fucking god damn it, why am I blanking on actors? God.
Never mind. I thought you were gonna say
Idris Elba. There we go. Idris Elba returning, bro. Him as Heimdall. I'm not even gonna lie. Him as Heimdall is like
it's perfect.
Top 3 castings like of a character. Like there's Chris Evans, there's Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and then there's Heimdall. Idris Elba as Heimdall. Those 3, they're my favorite castings in the whole fucking MCU. So like him dying really fucked me up. I was super upset because I love Heimdall and I love Idris Elba. So like seeing him die and squashing all of my hopes for certain storylines, or even just him showing up as a supporting character. And now that he's returned, I'm so hype. I'm sorry, I'm harping on this way too long, but also like just introducing and giving us a look at Valhalla in general, bro. Fire.
Agreed.
Anyone else?
I think
thoughts?
Thor is good. I think they're setting up Hercules to fight Thor, but I don't think it's gonna happen like that at all. I think they might scrap a little bit, but I think they're gonna become bros.
I was gonna say this is kind of spoilers, not really, but like he's a villain at first, and then he becomes a hero. So I'm hyped for it.
All I'm gonna say is this is not coming from my point of view. This was my dad, who is more average of a viewer. They kind of fucked the gods over in this movie because they made them look kind of like meh.
Yeah.
Just because, like, the one thing my dad said was, he was like, how are they supposed to set the gods up as like potential threats when they're scared of Gore, and Gore wasn't even like a big deal? And I had to explain to him, I was like, yes, he was killing gods, but they even say they're lower tier gods. Just to them, they were like, well, if we don't mess with them, he can't get to us, so we're just not going to worry about it. We don't give a shit.
There's also,
but like, there is like, it's a fair point. Like, it almost comes across like they're scared to go fight Thor because he has the ability to kill him, which yes, he does, and I'm sure Gore is like a lot stronger in the comics and stuff. But like, for an average viewer, it like, we're supposed to be like, ooh, Hercules is gonna go fight Thor, but it's like, after seeing Thor, it's like, Thor should be wiping the floor with this dude. Like, he didn't kill Zeus, but he incapacitated Zeus and took Zeus's weapon. Like, and we're supposed to believe that Hercules is gonna go do any better. So I feel like they maybe could have gone about like that better.
I
look-y feel like Zeus is like not as.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like your dad and anybody else who feels that way completely mischaracterizes Hercules, because like even in the movie, like the Disney movie, Hercules is painted as stronger than the gods. And like, I'm pretty sure in the actual mythology, Hercules is like on par, if not stronger than all of the gods. And like, you're right that like they kind of painted it as like Gore's not really that big of a deal, but Gore was a super fucking big deal. And I'm pretty sure the only reason that Zeus said that he's not that big of a deal is just because he thinks lesser than everybody else that isn't in that city. Like every other god that isn't in that city. Because
but again,
if they were worth,
I was speaking that as a average viewer.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know about the comics, or you don't know. Like,
I'm not even talking about the comics. Like the thing with Hercules, I'm basing it off of like regular media that most people have seen, aka the Hercules movie. So like That's fine. Like, I'm not saying that your dad's wrong or anything. I just feel like that's like a weird comment to make.
I just think they could have done a better job of making them seem a little more powerful
Yeah.
for average viewers who aren't paying attention to like how it, because like things are different in the MCU mythology than they are. So even if you wanted to say like, oh well, Hercules is like, we don't know that because this is MCU mythology and there's things that are different about MCU mythologies um than like the normal. For example, Fenrir, which is the dog, the big ass
Yeah.
dog that is that was with Hela. I believe it's supposed to be Loki's child in the actual mythology.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So like, it's just stuff like that that is just like, you don't know exactly what they take. And I'm just saying for average viewers or people who don't know a lot of stuff, like I can see why they would be like, well, why is this a big deal? It's not like,
All I'm saying is Hercules is gonna beat Thor's ass. I'm just letting you know.
I don't really give a shit
I
personally.
know. I'm just saying, like, so despite what everybody says about like the not being that big of a deal or whatever, which like I'm not expecting people to, because like Hercules being a villain was like I'm pretty sure in like the 70s, so like I don't expect anyone to have that as like common knowledge whatsoever. But Hercules is gonna beat Thor's ass.
Damn, if that's gonna happen, he should have been there
Yeah, well, I
to
don't
beat
know if
fucking
they're gonna
Thanos'
change. I
ass.
don't know if they're gonna change anything about Hercules, but like he's got like super speed, super strength, super everything for God. So like he's gonna be running
I'm more
circles around
interested in
Thor.
seeing Thor's daughter, to be honest,
Oh,
and what
speaking
she ends up
of,
being.
so I told Adrian this already, but what's her name? Love. She's a completely new character. Like she's not based off of anything. So she's like a MCU original, which I think this is the first MCU original outside of like Korg and like stuff like that.
Yeah, this is legitimately
Like
their first
she's
time
the
like
first
making a
super
brand new
powered
character.
MCU original. So I'm extremely excited to see what they do with her. On top of the fact that Love is also played by Chris Hemsworth's actual daughter. Fun fact.
Oh, did not know that.
But yeah,
It's actually pretty.
Infinity being a like superhero ish character, it's gonna be wild.
If that's the case, she fucking destroys damn near everyone in the verse right now,
Facts.
if not everyone.
Depending on how much of its powers that Infinity or Eternity, sorry, actually put into her.
We just have to see. Other than that, I think we touched up on everything we wanted to touch upon in the movie. Unless y'all got anything to say.
One other minor thing concerning Jane. I'm also kind of like glad for multiple reasons that they killed her off because for me personally, Thor's like super stuck on her. You know what I mean? And he's got a lot of love interests that honestly I feel like are so much better than Jane. Like cooler, better. And now that opens up the door for him having I think her name's Enchantress. Or I think her name's Enchantress.
Oh, Enchant. I didn't know she was a love interest.
Yeah,
I
she
thought
is a
was
love
always just
interest.
a villain.
They actually get married and have a kid in some
What the
storylines.
fuck?
And I forget who else. Oh, Sif. Sif needs more screen time in general. But yeah,
You need more limbs.
shut up. My point is that now it opens up the door kind of like with Doctor Strange, just giving more love interests that are actually like super fucking cool in my opinion to them. That can or cannot like can be supporting characters, but possibly also potential love interest. I don't think they're really gonna do that with Thor because I feel like having a love interest is kind of being like phased out in general for Marvel lately. I don't know.
Or Steve, now Thor.
E.
Oh
But
shit.
yeah, unless y'all have anything else you want to talk about, I guess we can wrap it up.
I have nothing.
Oh, Brennan, what did you think of the movie in general?
I enjoyed it. The goats were the best part. The
Fucking
goats are goated.
screaming guy.
If you could give it a numerical designation, what would you give it?
I don't know, like a 7 or 8, I guess.
Okay. Adrian?
Like it was good, but it wasn't like the problems I had is Gore's like hate formed understandably fast, but like you said, I would have liked to seen it draw out a little more, like seeing more than just one god be shitty.
Yeah.
And then like I said, towards the end, it was just kind of like I get it, the kids are gods, but like it just felt weird to keep them around again. And like he never really sees this, which I know it's the sword, but like it would have been cool to see his personal like person kind of draw out after seeing certain gods maybe not being terrible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, like if I didn't enjoy the kids being mini Thors as much as I did, I'd probably have more of an issue with like them keeping them around for like probably a little too long. But I'd super enjoyed that little fight scene with all those kids, so I don't really care.
It was great. It was great for sure. But just I don't know.
I understand.
You know what's interesting? I just realized, spinning off of our ideal version of Thor and the sword and the kids and all that. If he wished to kill all the gods with eternity, he still would have killed the kids.
Yeah.
That could have been such an interesting moment too, where he's like, "If you make this wish, you'll still damn those children." And he's like, "I know, but I couldn't do it with my own hands."
True.
No, just interesting things to think about.
That's funny. Yeah, Adrian, has your opinion changed or gone up or gone, or like your how much you would rate it, gone up or gone down?
It's still the same. I say 7.5 for me.
Javen,
But
you said a 9, right?
I just wish it.
Who, me? Oh, my number has changed.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I'll go with an 8. Like, I think the quality of the movie is probably a 7.5 or 7, but it's just so funny. Like, I don't like if people complain that there's too much humor and it's like it's fine, that's your opinion, but like I just had so much fun watching this movie, and the action scenes, the ones that they have, are amazing. So just from a pure enjoyment level, I bump it up to an 8.
yeah. I don't know. I like I said, the only complaints that I have about this movie is like the length. So like for me, it's probably sitting pretty at a 9.
So that brings the Weebly average to
An 8, 8.5,
Yeah. Yeah.
a
I think it's like
7.8.
7.8.
Oh, word. My shit really dragged it
Yeah,
down. That's crazy.
we can run it up to a 10 or an 8.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Well,
But that being said, are we doing Weebly reads?
yeah, we could do
Or watching?
it real
Watching?
quick.
All right, so
I said we got 10 minutes to kill.
we gonna run through what is Weebly Weedin'. I'll go first. Mine's pretty quick because the only thing I did start was Vinland Saga because it is on Netflix.
Hey.
So other than that, it's my typical bullshit. I've been doing my photography. That's mostly what I've been focusing on. Next.
I'll go next. I finished Hunter x Hunter last week. It's mid as shit. Worst anime I've ever seen.
Damn.
I'm just kidding. It's fucking goated.
App does strike twice in the same spot.
Despite Javen thinking that I hate it for some reason,
You do, bro. I know you hate it.
It's probably somewhere in my top 15.
It's somewhere in everyone's top 15.
Yeah, it's definitely somewhere in my top 15. Um Meruem is like a top 3 villain in anime. Uh let's see. Yeah, Karapika is goated, Killua is goated, Gon is still mid. Yeah. And other than that, I read the new Chainsaw Man chapter, which is sick. I've been reading some Naruto, and it's still good. Um, and I've just been vibing eternally for the last week for reasons that we shall not disclose. Adrian or Javen?
I can go. So yeah, like I said earlier, I've been watching Trigun, and I'm almost finished with it with 20 episodes out of the 26.
Oh, I really thought that
There's
you were about to say I got 20 episodes left. I was gonna say. I was
no.
like, bitch, you what?
Um it's pretty enjoyable. I would say like the first 6 episodes feel like slice of life, but it gets you see a story start to develop, which becomes interesting because main character himself reminds me of Rurouni Kenshin, so I kind of like
Oh,
that
you mean
about
that one
him.
manga that's written by a pedophile? That's crazy.
Yeah, listen, we fuck that hoe, but he made a good story. But fuck him.
Wow.
Anywho, listen, I'll just separate the art
The
from
artist.
the bitch. Yes. Anywho, he has that type of vibe going for him, which I enjoy. Um, the side characters, there's not really many of them. There's only like 3, and not too interesting except like one other one. But we don't get much of them, and I really wish we did, or I hope we do later. Out of the 6 episodes I have left, the animation of it is very old style, so there's nothing too crazy. But I don't think it really holds up too well. I feel like Yu Yu Hakusho holds up a lot better than that.
Yeah, ouch. Because Yu Yu Hakusho sometimes still gets a little sketchy. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
but like I don't know. I feel like there was one fight scene that they had, and I feel like it should have been like the hype fight scene of one of the hypest fight scenes they should in the series, but it just felt choppy. I don't know if it was like older animation or just like it was just lazy. It just didn't hit. Other than that, I'm understanding the story, and I would say I want to give this like a 7 or 7.5 maybe. So other than that, I don't think I've been. I haven't read Naruto. I still need to get hot back on Naruto. Maybe once I'm finished reading Trigun, I'll get back on it. But other than that, that's it.
Oh, sorry. Let's see here. Um, just finished season 1 of Comey today, the second half that's on Netflix, because, it's a little behind. And I must say, the finale was amazing. Last 2 episodes, animation was pretty dog awful, bro.
Damn.
They saved it all for this episode. I see now. It was worth it. It was worth the wait. Okay. Good way to end it. I'm excited for season 2. What else did I watch? I guess I should talk about the fact that I held true to the last episode and I started reading Bleach.
Oh,
But
you're
only
right. I forgot you were reading
You
that
read like
Yeah.
soon.
3 chapters and stopped.
I read 3 4 maybe.
Maybe 5.
Look, it's pretty early on, but I like it. I like it. I
You
like it. I
simping hard.
think we don't talk about that, but me and the big 3, we get along on the page. You know what I'm saying? The animes, maybe they just don't hit as hard as the manga for me for the big 3, and I just have to. That's something I have to accept. Um, I did the math, and to be caught up on Bleach by at least October 1st. It's probably coming in October, right? But there's no official
Yeah.
date yet.
Yeah. The premiere of those gonna be like September 11th for like the first 2 episodes, but we're not gonna
I,
get that for a 5 minute. So
right, yeah.
October.
So I did the math. I would have to read 6 chapters a day, which I am not filling that quota yet. So good luck to me. We'll see. I mean, it'll probably be like it won't be October 1st, obviously. If it is, that'll be nuts. But I might have a little,
Are you saying
leeway.
fully
But I'm a,
caught up to Bleach or fully caught up to where the anime is gonna start?
the anime is gonna start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I plan to just do that and then watch where it picks up.
Okay, I got you.
And then, other than that, I started a new live action show
Oh,
called what?
I forgot to mention, I started watching Breaking Bad.
Oh shit.
What the?
Yeah. Because I was scrolling through
Like
Netflix and I
it?
didn't feel like watching a new anime because I'm trying to finish this one game on my Switch. So I put on something to like watch in the background. And so I put on Breaking Bad, and it was the worst decision I ever made because I spent that whole like two hours just watching TV because I
Let's
couldn't like
go!
half pay attention to it because it's really really fucking good.
Yo, this man had character development.
I told you that I wanted to. I just never had the opportunity to. And now that I have an abundance of free time because of circumstances, I said, fuck it.
Wow, you will not. You will. Oh, bro's gonna experience the best live action show ever. Oh my goodness. He. I'm a little too excited. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait for you to keep watching it.
Um,
But I'm watching a show that's better than that. No, I'm
bruh.
just kidding. The show that I'm watching is called Severance. It's like a Twilight episode as a series, and it's freaking amazing. It's literally amazing so far. It's literally the coolest concept, and I don't even want to describe what the concept is because it kind of like ruins the mystery of the first like episode and a half. But I kind of like just want to say, like, if that sounds like something that interests you, I just recommend checking it out. The only sucky thing is it's on Apple TV, so you have to like pay to watch it probably. Because who has Apple TV? But it's so good.
Apparently I do.
Oh.
You do, bro. Drop Breaking Bad right now.
I did forget
Severance
to
is so
mention
cool.
one thing that I watched, and I think it's because of how bad it was. I forgot I watched it. I recently watched two movies called Vampire Hunter D.
Ain't no way.
Uh, it's anime. It's an animated movie, and my god, are they? They're not too good. Animation wise, they're really good for its age. Story development wise, it's kind of a snoozy. I'm not gonna lie. They're either boring, don't get enough development for how long the movie is, and then the pacing's just ass. It's just not good. Like I get why people say Vampire Hunter D and seeing why it's an interesting movie, but other than that, it's kind of poopy. I'm just gonna give it like a 6. I was gonna give it a 5 out of 10, but I'll be generous and give it a 6. So yeah, is that it for everyone?
I guess so.
All right, who ending it? Brennan, your dude done disappeared on us. Oh boy, oh
Oh
boy.
boy.
I'm here. Hold your tits.
I'll hold them for him.
Word.
Are they heavy
I mean,
today?
I guess.
Oh, so heavy.
All right, bro. With that being said, what's heavy on my eyelids? Because I'm motherfucking tired, which is why we're going to be ending this stream right now.
Stream?
As always. What?
Stream?
Stream? Yeah. Podcast, stream. Same shit. Pretty
Same
much.
shit.
Um, I hope you guys enjoyed listening. Diego's still a bitch with shit opinions. He's mid, so don't worry about him. Adrian's still a fuck ass hoe. Jay's
Eat my
pretty
ass.
cool. We love Jay. Everybody else can go fuck.
Hey.
Kidding. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, we will have links down in the description to Diego's main channel, which I believe he's dropping a short on soon, or
And
video.
hopefully a video on the day that this comes out. Hopefully.
There you go, numb nuts. You got a podcast and a Wrath video to watch. Adrian has not streamed in a little bit.
Because he's a
He started
fucking
streaming for a while
bitch.
and then
You're right.
stopped streaming. Don't know what happened,
I
but
don't
he's
know
still a hoe
either.
for that. Jay, sub to his YouTube. I don't know if he has any coming soon, but
It's been almost a month
sub
since I dropped a
anyways.
video. God damn.
And that's about it. So I hope you guys had a wonderful night, a wonderful drive home, a wonderful dinner, a wonderful shit,
hate
a
you.
wonderful piss. What else? A wonderful morning, a wonderful sleep. Maybe you fell asleep listening to our ugly voices. Yeah, but hope you guys have a good one. We will see y'all next week.
Bye.
Peace.
Deuces.